interrupted by the beep of the. Is that just a beep for lunch, or is it a beep
Well, that's remember the old school bell?
Okay, that's what they
that
have
is
now.
the modern school bell.
There we go.
The modern school bell. There you are.
We did have a chat before I turned on the camera. Now it's 40 years, which I find pretty spectacular. To the idea that you'd be in any, especially in a social situation like this, you're meeting a huge amount of people for 40 years. How does it feel for you? I don't know whether there's a blink of an eye feeling, whether it's a million memories, all kind of
a blink of an eye feeling, really. But I have had wonderful memories, and I've had a wonderful career here. I have loved every minute of it, nearly every minute of it, you could say. I have been very fortunate. I've been very fortunate to have lovely children and wonderful parents, and great parents associations, and always supported by great boards of management who all are volunteers. Boards of management, yes, in these schools are all volunteers, and really, they have ultimate responsibility when the chips are down.
Well, it shows not only a love for the children themselves, but the sense of community for people to volunteer in what is a crucial part of any society, that there's a well-educated children running around having huge amount of options later in life because they got a good education.
They did, and well, I would say we have a happy school here. Right. And if you have a happy school, you have happy children, and happy children will learn, and they will reach their full potential. That's really what I would like to see, and what I have seen is children reaching their potential, and in the long run doing in life what they would like to do. I mean, you mentioned Paul Dunn. I mean, it's great. We've had numerous visits from Simon Harris,
of course,
and the Happy Pair were here in their early days when they came up, and we had tastings and everything.
Nice.
And Jill Stedman, RTE 2 News, I think she's going to come back and do something with this.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So I mean, they're just a couple, but really, everybody is special here.
Sure.
And everybody, okay, you can name the stars, but really, it's every single child that has come through here has been
except
special.
Roddy Carroll. I know him from Killincarrick. He's not special.
Is he not special at all?
No, he's not special. He's
the
only one,
great
actually.
Sportsman, actually.
Oh, there you go.
There you are. So with something, everybody shines at something.
You've got great, I see Lucy Kennedy and Joy Merrin out there as well. There's always going to be this wonderful treat of people. As you say, they're all great and they all have their different talents, and they'll all find a little bit of joy in the world. Now, we did speak before the cameras rolled that you're going back. You were 6 years in St. Bridget's, and then in 1977 you started. You got the job here, and you started in Killian's Hall and then prefab schools in St. Kevin's Ground.
St. Kevin's was first for 2 years.
Right. Okay. And then
Killian's Hall came in the third year. 1979 to 1980.
And then 1979, I think the first sod
was turned here in January 79. The chairman at the time was the late Father Des O'Sullivan. Yeah, in Corkman. Yeah.
Can you remember those early days? Were you hugely confident? Were you too busy to even stop and think about whether this was something that you could maintain, and whether because there is that, I'm sure your
well,
time.
I felt I had a very good team behind me.
Right.
I felt I was very well supported, and we started small, and maybe you wondered would the 16 classrooms ever fill up, but you were assured they would, and they were full within the first 10 years of the school.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a far-seeing curate at the time, who I think the department wanted to build 8 rooms, and he said no, go for 16.
Smart.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. And I think the department, when it wasn't filling up in 5 years, they were a little bit wobbly about it, but it filled up in 10, and sure, here we have now nearly a staff of 50, 36 teachers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, I know you've said that there's always going to be, great people along the way that you've said yourself, the volunteers are wonderful, and there's very people who would come in and help. And I know you had a deputy, the great Carol Mooney is currently your deputy now, but what was the name of the lady now who went with you?
Maureen O'Reilly, again, living in Greystons and still here, and she was a wonderful deputy. And
she got off with 25 years for good behaviour, which is kind of a wonderful thing to be able to. She's a free woman now.
She's a free woman, and discovered our international singer Robert Trichler as well.
Ah, wow! There you go.
Yeah.
Wow. Now that idea that you walk down the street and I would think just about everybody is 1 degree of separation away, 2 at the most, and you have the joy now of not being able to sort of only say to a child that I knew your mother, I knew your father. You can pretty much say in some cases I knew your grandfather, I knew your grandmother. I mean, that deep rootedness, it must feel kind of magical, because you sort of instantly are connected to just so much of the town.
That's true. It's very magical. It's very special, really.
Yeah.
I am very privileged, and I know I am.
Now I can't remember all my family's names. It must be a tricky one for you to just walk.
Well, of course, you're from a large family.
Yeah, well, that's it. There's too many. I know at least 7 of them, but the other 5 or 6 I'm not sure about. But that idea that there would be, I mean, I have a stressful panic when I meet people on the street and I should know their name and I can't remember their name. My brain just goes into an automatic panic mode. There's no way I'll remember. It must be kind of incredible for you that you just do sort of.
Well, I feel badly when I don't recognise people. You know, children, especially at teenage years, they grow up so quickly. Gosh, I don't recognise them. But then, as soon as you have a closer look, you say, "Oh yeah, of course, it is X or Y." You know, I like remembering names. You know, it's part of, I think, what a principal does.
Sure.
And I really like to remember people by name, and if I can't, it annoys me, and I suss it out until I get it.
Well, it just reiterates the fact that each one of them is
special.
Is
yeah, everybody is equal. Yeah, they are. And
except Roddy Carroll, but they all are.
Well, that's what you say. They're not my words.
That idea too that you're going to have on the 23rd of June. There's a celebration here now for it's that marking that 40 years, and I know it starts at 9:10 in the morning, run to 2:30 or 3:30. It's going to be a wonderful kind of get together for you, especially, and I'm sure many of the people here who would be deeply rooted in the school, and just to have a day where you can sort of enjoy that and recognise just how many people have been here is it's going to be lovely.
It was lovely. We had a celebration when the school was 25 years in existence, and then at 30 years the Parents Association decided they would have a celebration, and it was great. So we decided for 40 years we would copy that and have more or less the same type of celebration, I suppose, with the exception that all former board members have been invited back for this celebration. Well, and it's exciting.
And what will be a treat now, and we'll hopefully include 1 or 2 of them here in the pieces, it's just the photographs from way back when. We live in a time when every single second is photographed by somebody, but obviously going back 30-40 years it's a little bit tougher to find those images, but they do exist, and it's kind of going to be nice to recognise, well, that's John when he was like 5 or 6 or 7, and
that is nice. Look, it's a time for celebration, and I suppose it's a time to do everything, and it seems a good time.
Well, I will say congratulations, and hopefully you'll be here for many, many more years to come, because there is a sense that this is, and we're blessed in Greystones that there are many, we'd say institutions almost, from Joe Sweeney's to Laurence's to, there's so many places that are such a part of the town, and such a big part of the fabric of the town. It's always lovely every now and again to stop and say, it's great to have that here in the community. And nice. No,
I've been very lucky. I've been very lucky in life, and I appreciate my luck.
Rock and roll.